Hello and welcome back everyone, I'm Day-Glo Buffalo and this is Let's Play Blade Runner. When we last left off, something somewhat unexpected happened. The cook at Howie Lee's did not attack us, which in my previous playthroughs I remember him doing. Now the game was advertised as being kind of like the characters have a mind of their own and they don't always behave the same way, so every playthrough is going to be different. And I guess that's just one of the things that may or may not happen. So, yeah. I guess we'll just have to carry on and see what happens. Also, the game has a bunch of different endings. I think it was 7 or 8. I'm not shooting for any particular ending. I'm just going to play it the way it seems logical to me, and we'll just end up with whatever ending. So, well, let's just move on.
Select destination police station.
And head to the police station. It's pretty important to come to the police station because here first of all, we have the crime lab, and second of all, we have the clue database where we can upload and download clues from. We can upload the clues that we found, and we download clues that other people found that may or may not tie into our cases, so we can get some extra information. So let's head inside. And let's go to the mainframe first.
The Tyrell Corporation today recalled the last 4 functioning entertainment model Nexus 5 replicants from off-world service. Dr. Eldon Tyrell, speaking at a shareholders meeting, denied allegations that the model was defective and possibly dangerous.
The simple fact is that the model wasn't performing its designated function. There was one isolated incident of violence a couple of years ago, but the individual unit in question was immediately retired from service. No, the problem is far from anything sinister. The entertainment model just isn't funny.
Right, that is the problem. Now here on the left we have the shooting range, which, you know, yeah, we can go through, but it's really not. It's just shooting at targets. So it's really not that interesting. We can talk to the guy at the shooting range, though. He has some interesting dialogue.
Old copies of case files, notices, and memos. The usual station junk. Lucky Strikes. Crystal's brand. I knew she was spending a lot of time in the training maze these days, even though she'd already gotten close to a perfect score.
And here we can actually check the scores. And Crystal has the top score, and we have 0. Deckard has a 10. He doesn't seem to be doing too well either. Anyway. So, here we got the database, and here we got the Esper, which has a picture of Howie Lee's, strangely enough. So, let's take a look at the pictures.
Scanning video disk. 2 enhanceable images found. Adding enhanceable photographs to Kaya database. Run sitter crime scene.
The first picture. And, yeah. So basically it works pretty much like it did with Deckard. You can zoom in on an area and then look at it. And we can also scroll around. And if we scroll around, we see, for example, that there seems to be a figure behind here. Now, the way we know when we actually hit on a clue is that often, well, the game has a custom zoom-in animation for the important stuff, for the clues. So what the game will often do is first zoom out to a point where the custom animation starts, and then zoom in again. So if the game zooms out and zooms back in, you know you found something. For example, if we zoom in on Lucy's face, the game zooms out and then zooms back in.
Hello there, Lucy. Give me a hard copy of that.
So, there's nothing else we can do here. We can only zoom back out. We can zoom in on Runsitter, but got no relevant information. We can't look at what he's reading or anything. And besides, we know what he looks like. One thing that I had forgotten, but that I found last time, kind of by accident, is that if we zoom in on Lucy's foot,
It's some kind of insect. Give me a hard copy of that.
we found that she's wearing a dragonfly anklet. And let's zoom all the way out. We can scroll a little bit here, but there usually isn't anything of any use. Or, well, at least in this case, there isn't. That is just a reflection. Well, I'm not sure why he uses neon cages. I mean, that's got to be very disorienting for the animals. So one last thing we can look at in this picture is at Lucy's desk.
A sushi menu from Howie Lee's. Give me a hard copy of that.
And back to Howie Lee's. I think this is just a redundant clue to make sure that you find something pertaining to Howie Lee's. Oh, the only problem is that we went to Howie Lee's, but nothing happened. So, I think that's all we can see from this picture, so let's get out and look at the other picture.
Runsitter crime scene.
Here we can see two ominous figures coming into the store. The obvious thing is to look at this guy's face.
He looks familiar. Give me a hard copy of that.
Not sure why he says he looks familiar, because has he ever seen him? We can also take a look at the car. Come on.
A black ground car. Looks like it's been around the block a few times. Give me a hard copy of that.
And not only can we look at the car, we also can get a look at the license plate.
Local license plate. Give me a hard copy of that.
And finally, we can look at this guy's boots.
Muddy boots. Guess he's from out of town. Give me a hard copy of that.
Not sure what's up with zooming in on all the people's boots and shoes and footwear, but, you know, maybe the guy who programmed this was a shoe fetishist. So, I don't think there's anything else useful here. What is this? There's some kind of animal in a cage that is barely bigger than the animal. I don't think that Runsitter was keeping those animals in a humane way. So, with all the talk about, you know, it's your moral duty to take care of an animal, that doesn't look like taking care of an animal. So, let's quickly look at our database.
It's some kind of insect. Howie Lee's. Bryant once got food poisoning there, so he shut it down for a couple of months. Now it was always good for a freebie.
So basically now, if we look at our suspect database, we now have pictures of the people. And I just wanted to get rid of all the indicators for new clues, because once we upload them to the database, we might download new stuff, And so we know which stuff just got added.
Personal clue database. Downloading mainframe clue database. Clue database transfer complete. New clues added to personal database. Please check Kaya.
Well, let's do that.
This is Crystal Steel, badge number BR61354. Still working the explosion at the Tyrell manufacturing plant. It'll take a day or so to analyze the debris, but there's no doubt in my mind that we're dealing with a bomber here. Right now, it looks like the protesters had nothing to do with it. They were in too close proximity to have been in on the deal. No MOs or identities are rolling up just yet, and I'm still going through the inset files to see if any replicant munitions experts are unaccounted for.
So apparently Crystal is working on a factory bombing at the Tyrell Corporation, and we got her description of the crime scene and an interview she did with this Gregorian person.
This is Crystal Steel, badge number BR61354, conducting the interrogation of Spencer Gregorian, leader of CARS, Citizens Against Replicant Slavery, November 22nd, 2019.
I once again asked that my attorney...
Shut it, shitbird. I'm asking the questions. We've already put you on the machine, so we know you're not a skin job.
That term offends me.
Okay, so you're not one of those biomechanical scumbags, and you claim to not know anything about the bombing at Tyrell.
This is true. We advocate equal rights under the law for replicants. We have nothing against Tyrell Corporation for creating them.
That's some sick logic.
The replicants are living organisms, whether people like you like it or not. Replicants contribute greatly to the economic well-being of our culture. They cannot be discounted as such.
Hell, it'd be no skin off my nose if each and every one of them was hosed down for good. You ever see this guy?
Why, yes. Actually, I have. He was present at the protest. He's not part of our group, but outsiders are usually welcome.
How many new faces showed up that day?
Not too many. A handful at most.
Describe them to me.
I don't know if I can.
Oh no? Recording off.
And we got interview B.
Describe them for me again.
There was that Rastafarian fellow, and one of our ex-members showed up.
Who's that?
A Japanese man named Izo.
Why'd you get rid of him?
We're a pacifist organization, and we have rules. One of them is no weapons allowed. Izo refused to check in a samurai sword at the door during meetings.
Where can I find this Izo?
He owns one of those little secondhand stores downtown.
Let me ask you a question. Who the hell bankrolls your operation?
We have a number of anonymous donors, people with resources and sources.
Such as?
So anonymous, even I don't know who they are.
I almost believe you.
Okay, so we got some information from Crystal Steel. Another thing that I forgot to mention is over here we got how much money we have, which is 90 Chinyen, which is apparently the currency in this universe. So let's check out.
Well, if it ain't Ray McCoy, Bryant finally letting you play with the big boys.
My clearance come through?
You bet. You bring your piece.
Don't leave home without it.
First time through is always the toughest. Listen for the bell tone. That'll let you know when you're too slow reacting to a hot target.
Then what?
You can keep going, but your score's gonna suffer. And take it easy in there. Steele's been running the maze every other day for 2 weeks, and the targets are getting a little roughed up.
I thought Guza was gonna requisition some new ones.
I ain't seen him down here in a month. Guess he's been busy.
Poor guy. I bet he gets all tuckered out from pushing those papers around.
And don't sell him short, McCoy. Guza could be one tough hombre. I remember when we worked mice together. He poured acetone on 2 pimps that gave us some lip and lit a match. I'll tell you, it looked like the goddamn 4th of July out there.
Peachy.
Oh, police brutality is just so funny.
You keeping busy, pal?
Come back at me when you got something worthwhile, McCoy.
I don't believe there's anything else we can interact with. We could go into the shooting range, but I don't really see the point. So, let's check out the crime lab, if they have any info for us.
Got anything new for me, Dino?
I was wondering when you'd show your mug around here, McCoy. We got the animal corpses from Runciter's, but there wasn't a whole lot to work with.
Bone marrow?
About 50% were real, the rest were fakes.
So, Runciter was ripping his customers off.
State-of-the-art fakes. Miles beyond the crap you see on Anamoid Row.
The kind that comes from legit manufacturers?
And they're the ones that usually produce the quality.
What about the wounds?
Most of them were shot point blank, but we're looking at some others. Sloppy cuts with a knife, like the perp was really pissed off at something.
Butcher knife?
Could be, but who cuts meat anymore?
Nice bunch of reps I'm tailing. Hope you're not pulling a meat cleaver out of my back next week.
So, Runciter was screwing over his clients. Interesting.
Anything else?
That black paint you found on the fire hydrant? It's from a ground car.
You sure?
The angle of impact was almost head-on. And there ain't too many spinner drivers klutzy enough to smack a street-level hydrant in VTOL mode.
I heard your wife got her license back.
You're a real funny guy, McCoy.
Real funny.
Anything else?
That piece of chrome you found outside of Runciter's is from a 1995 Pontiac.
Nice set of wheels.
It's okay, not what I call a classic.
Any way to find the car's owner?
Well, you'd need the license number or the VIN number from the inside of the door. You run either number through the mainframe and it'll ID the car for you.
Anything else?
Not right now. If anything else turns up, you'll be the first to know.
Alright, so we know what kind of car it was?
Most of them were shot. That black paint you found on the fire hydrant? It's from a ground car.
And
the angle of impact was almost head-on.
that Runciter was cheating his customers, at least, well, 50% of the animals being fake. So the only thing we can do down here is come down to the office. Come on. Talk to Guza.
Bryant go on permanent leave and you get full use of the office, Lieutenant?
You know the procedure. Dump it all in the mainframe upstairs and I'll read it later.
You got it. Sorry to bother you, Lieutenant. I was just checking in.
We'll get back out there. Those reps ain't retiring themselves.
Yeah, suicidal targets would make my job a lot easier.
Everybody's got a job, kid.
Okay, that wasn't much use. Let's check out lockup. And here we have this guy.
Are they letting me out?
I'm not the one who makes that decision.
I suppose it's my turn to bear the cross for the cause.
You're Spencer Gregorian, right?
No. I really think my lawyer should be here.
I got some more questions for you. Tell me about your protest at Tyrell's plant.
I already told that other detective everything. Under duress.
I want to know about the people who were there. The Rastafarian and the Asian guy with the sunglasses.
I didn't know the Rastafarian. The Asian fellow was one of our ex-members. Izo was his name.
How long did you know him for?
Let's see. I met him about 5 years ago. He seemed so smart and balanced. He really wanted to help the replicant people.
Then what?
He started associating with the more militant factions. I was astounded when I heard he was supplying weapons to some of them.
What kind of weapons?
Everything and anything. Guns so new that even the police had hardly used them, I heard.
I got some more questions for you. Lot of people involved in your cause? Spencer?
Yes, sir, we're growing fast. As more and more people realize that replicants have cognitive and emotional legitimacy, the Citizens Against Replicant Slavery will spearhead the movement towards...
Save the pitch for someone who gives a shit. What else do you guys do besides wave signs and get arrested?
We're peaceful people, Detective. We live by a code that men like you could never understand.
Try me.
2 centuries ago, humans were held in slavery. Brave souls formed an underground railroad, a way for the slaves to escape cruelty and find freedom.
So, you help replicants escape the city.
I'm talking figuratively, Detective.
Sure you are.
We're not children, Detective. We have resources. Friends with access to vehicles, to escape routes. The world is changing. People are waking up to the injustices perpetrated by a sick society that you have helped.
A lot of them will wake up dead if reps are allowed to run amok on Terra, jerk.
Okay, actually, the last time I went through that dialogue option said cars, and I thought he was going to ask him about vehicles, not about his organization, which is Citizens Against Replicant Slavery, which, as an acronym, becomes CARS. So I was kind of confused in the beginning when he answered. So the last option is to put him on the Void Conf machine, but Steele already said in her interview that they already put him on it, and he turned out to be human, so I don't see the point of doing it again.
You keeping busy, pal?
Please leave me alone. My migraine's acting up.
So, let's save quickly. And, well, nothing else we can do here. So, let's check by the database again, if anything that we learned. Is there actually anything new that we learned? No, but let's just, to be on the safe side, upload it anyway.
Downloading mainframe clue database. No clues transferred. Clue database transfer complete.
Okay, we got nothing new, so
Ruth.
this point.
Select destination.
Let's try Howie Lee's again. Maybe we can put the screws on that cook. Here we go.
This girl ever eat around here?
Nah, all gaijin look like the old man.
This from your place, isn't it?
Yes, sir. You do Howie favor? Distribute all through our police station?
One menu? Or actually a picture of a menu? I don't think that's going to help him
How
very
long
much.
has that chef worked for you?
Zubin? Just month. Superior chef makes all kinds of new suits.
See you later, Howie.
Okay, so we got some new information. Let's check out the guy in the back again. Here he still is, still at his cauldron. Who uses a cauldron in a restaurant kitchen? Seriously. We can put him on the machine. So,
Stick around. I might
actually,
want to talk to you
let
later.
me save. Okay, so now let's talk to him.
You know this girl or not?
Nope. I know who I know, and who I don't know. I don't know her.
Think hard.
Okay. Maybe seen her once. At station. Riding north on bullet train.
North, huh?
Oh, and now he finally reacted. And off we go chasing after him. Okay. That does not look to be him.
A big guy run past here?
Hey, maybe spare some chinion? Thanks.
Sure.
The big man, he kinda limping. That away.
Of course, he said that away. He didn't indicate anywhere, but that's the only place we can go. And also here, the only place we can go is up these stairs. Nothing we can do here. That's a pretty fast-firing gun. Guy came us with a meat cleaver, so he gets taken down. Of course, there is... You can actually just put the gun away and let him go. But, you know, as I said, I'm playing this kind of the way it makes sense, and, you know, if you come at somebody with a meat cleaver and they have a gun, they'll probably shoot you down.
Lightning Squad, Rep Unit, Battle of the Gemini. I'd retired a war hero, someone who'd fought for the freedom of the off-world colonists. I've gotten all I can from that.
As I said, last time all this happened, the first time I talked to him. But, oh hey, who's that?
Chill it, man. Just took a wrong turn back there, that's all.
Take your business elsewhere.
An excellent idea.
So,
Totally
look at these
uninteresting.
things. Even though they're totally uninteresting. as he
Totally
says.
uninteresting. Yuck.
And there is also something else we can get if we go back outside and we look in the dumpster. We found the actual license plate.
Nothing even remotely interesting, but hell, if I was going to root through trash, my expectations weren't too high.
Now we can go out the front, which has now magically opened up. And we're back next to Howie Lee's, who's probably not going to be very happy with us since we just retired this chef.
Hey, Howie, what's cooking?
Nothing now, McCoy. Got to find a new chef, thanks to you.
Can't help you there, Howie.
Might want to put out those wanted ads.
Select destination.
So let's head back to the police station. Actually, one thing we might want to do, let's look at the new clues we got.
How long has that chef worked for you?
The license plate.
Lightning Squad, Rep Unit, Battle of the... You know this girl or not?
Nope. I know who I know, and who I don't know. I don't know her.
Think hard.
Okay. Maybe seen her once. At station. Riding north on
All right.
bullet train.
Let's check in with the guys at the lab, but I don't think they have any new information.
Anything else?
Nah, the place has been pretty quiet the last couple of days.
Yep, so, whoops. Let's head back down to the mainframe.
Uploading personal clue database. Downloading mainframe clue database. No clues transferred. Clue database transfer complete.
Okay, and finally, let's check in with
Ground floor.
Uza again, now that we actually have something to report.
Bryant go on permanent leave and you get full use of the office, Lieutenant?
You'd be amazed at how accommodating a man can be after his hemorrhoids get lanced. You really been surprising the troops around here, kid. Gaff says you worked that retirement like a champ.
Just doing the job.
Yeah, well, don't get too cocky. Those sixes can be damn unpredictable.
That I know.
But I'm proud of you, McCoy. Why don't you take the rest of the day off?
Thanks.
Payments is wiring the advance to your account as we speak.
How much?
Couple hundred chinion. Enough to buy a sandwich or two. We gotta hold back the rest until the lab does the autopsy. Paperwork, you know. Shouldn't take more than a couple of days.
So, the check's in the mail?
Hey, don't worry. The boys upstairs want to keep our best and brightest happy. Any idea what you want to spend it on?
I was thinking maybe a companion for my animal at home.
Forget that. Buy yourself something nice. Once you start carving up that juicy bacon, kid, the taste never goes away. The great things in life, believe me, you'll just be wanting more and more.
Okay. Well, so we checked in with him, and he says we can take the rest of the day off, and we got some extra money. So, well, I think we're going to end this video here, and we'll go home in the next part. So for now, I thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like or a comment below. And subscribe to stay up to date with the videos, and I will see you in the next part. So until then, have a better one, as they say in Blade Runner, the movie.